Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show off some more plunder that I have acquired here recently. Even though I'm a bit under the weather, this bronchitis is just kicking my ass here lately. But I was hoping that my Dark Descent order would be here before I did this video. But seeing as how Dark Descent is such a, not only a great label and distro, but they're having such a great sale for their 7-year anniversary, things are a little backed up, so my order is still getting processed. So hopefully by the time my next video comes around, that'll be here along with a lot of stuff that I've got in the mail coming my way. So yeah, but I still got a lot of cool stuff to show. Nice little stack of vinyl here, a couple tapes and some CDs. So I'm going to start with the tapes first. I pre-ordered both of these through Dread Records. And if you've never ordered from there, I definitely recommend checking that place out because they get a lot of exclusive tape distribution for certain albums and splits. And usually they're all limited to 100 copies. So, you know, once they're gone, they're gone. You know, you got a limited amount to get. And I also noticed they tend to get a lot of, or even put out a lot of signed versions of stuff. I've gotten a Morta Scald CD signed by the band. I've gotten the last Dr. Shrinker release signed by the band. So, you know, they have a lot of cool exclusive things that you can get through there a lot of the time. So, very good place to order from. And as I said, I pre-ordered a couple of tapes. This first one is a band I really didn't know anything about until I saw it listed on their site. So, I checked out a few songs from this release. Thought it sounded pretty badass. And decided, what the hell, I'll pick it up. This is Beastcraft with Into the Burning Pit of Hell. And as per usual with Dread Records, they put out some quality tape releases. This is true Norwegian black metal. Very cool tape. And get the J card out here to show you. I've yet to really pick up a shitty quality release as far as tapes go from Dread Records. So definitely recommend it if you're a tape collector. Excuse me. And the other one I was really excited about, and I had to pick it up, and I'm totally going to butcher the title of this, so apologies for anybody that watched this that actually speaks French. But this is the new split between SDG and Inde until les Puits des Morts. Yeah, like I said, totally butchered that. And really like the layout of this. I think the packaging itself is just very cool. Nice white tape. Love the labels. The SDG side, Inde side. Very simple J card. And I was able to listen to this one yesterday, and wow, some amazing stuff. I've listened to several split releases this year, and this is definitely one of the best ones. In fact, all the splits that I've actually heard this year, which I've only heard like maybe a handful, have all been fantastic split releases, and this is definitely one of them. Next, moving on to the 12-inch vinyl. We got Witherscape with The Northern Sanctuary. If you're not familiar with this band, this is a atmospheric, progressive death metal band featuring Dan Swano, formerly of Edge of Sanity and a million other bands. And I'm just a huge fan of his work. Pretty much everything I've heard of his has been amazing. I think he's a genius. Comes with a nice little poster of the full artwork, which I will definitely be getting a frame for at some point. And since I didn't already have the CD version of this, I was really pleased to see that it came with a CD of it, which I like when labels do this, because if I haven't been able to find the CD right away and I get the vinyl first, it's nice to have a CD copy. Of course, down the line, I am going to get the actual CD itself with the full artwork and booklet and everything else. So, next up, another one that I was really surprised to see Vinyl Rescue Project get in. This is the reissue of the first Tribulation album, The Horror. And I really love the feel to this jacket. It's kind of like a matte finish, I guess is what you would call it. Very, very cool. Nice gatefold there. And this one comes on a nice silver vinyl. Very cool. Get that back in there. And it too came with a poster, which I thought was cool. I've never seen one folded up quite like this. Nice little poster. Again, frame worthy at some point. Now if there we go. Get that back in there. And the last one that I got from Vinyl Rescue Project was a complete blind buy. But when I saw that, not only the artwork, but the label on the front says Furious Death Black Tyrants from Brazil, I was already sold. I was like, okay, I gotta check this out. This is Grave Desecrator with Dust to Lust. 2 LP set, if I am not mistaken. Standard black vinyl, so nothing really fancy to show there. Alright, get in there. Bad enough that I have to struggle normally, but especially when I'm sick, nothing ever wants to cooperate with me. Next up, one I'm not only happy to have on vinyl, but I was happy to get the version that I did because I didn't think I was going to be able to. But this is the new AMSG entitled Hostis Universae Generis, I believe it was. Yeah. Sorry, having trouble reading that font. Gatefold, and this did come with a couple of printed inner sleeves. But they have the vinyl themselves in kind of little poly bags, I guess you can call them, or poly sleeves. And putting them in those and then trying to stick them in these and put them in the actual outer sleeve is just damn near impossible. So I just left them in the little poly sleeves on the inside. And I was able to get the red and green mixed vinyl. Like I said, I did not think I was going to get that version. I figured if anything I would get a standard black, which hey, that's cool too as long as I have the music. But I really wanted this version and I was able to get it. And this next one, or should I say the last 12-inch vinyl, came from Bind Rune Recordings. And this was this particular version was limited to 1,000 copies. So Marty, if you are watching this, thank you so much for getting this version in. I was wondering if I was even going to be able to get it. Excuse me. This is the new Inquisition with Bloodshed Across the Empyrean Altar, Beyond the Celestial Zenith. Quite a mouthful of a title, let me tell you. And I just really, really love the artwork on this thing. Absolutely gorgeous artwork. And printed inner sleeve one. Really cool band photo right there. And you have printed inner sleeve number 2. And that's probably one of my favorite pictures of all the artwork right there. Really love that. And the version I got is the translucent red with kind of marbling throughout, black marbling. Very cool. I'm very pleased to own this. I mean, I would have settled for a standard black if I had to, but this is the version I wanted the most. And as I said, Marty was cool enough to get this in, so I snatched it up. And while I was at it, he also got in a 7-inch that I had to pick up. And this is a 4-way split featuring Fortress, Monarch, and a couple bands that I cannot pronounce. There they are on the back. Maybe you guys can read that, figure out who they are. because I sure as hell can't. And this is limited to 500 copies, and I got number 296. Little gatefold there. And yeah, as I said, all these bands are just, you know, Quebec black metal. So I couldn't pass this up, and came with a really cool, you know, decent sized poster. I mean, it's a very simple design for a poster, but it's very effective. And then you have all the band names down here across the bottom. Definitely want to get that framed at some point. Alright, moving on to the CDs. First up though, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Corey, aka Hales Horrors. He actually just gave me a shout out in his video, so thank you so much, dude, for that. But also, he's been finishing up showing off his CD collection. And this first one I saw, and he described, I believe he described it as members of black metal bands, namely one of them being Emperor, and another one that I've heard, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But they are basically playing punk with a black metal aesthetic, is I guess how he put it. And, you know, punk is one of those genres I'm not super huge on. I haven't really delved into it. I listen to some hardcore, and I do have a couple punk CDs. But overall, it's not a genre that I tend to look into a whole lot. But I saw this, and I checked out a few songs from it, thought it sounded pretty cool. And that is Scum with Gospels for the Sick. And I got this for a hell of a price, I have to say. I found it from a seller on Amazon for a whopping 9 cents plus shipping. And I really like the design on the disc. So with shipping, I paid $4 brand new for this, and I've listened to probably about half of it so far. It's all I've had a chance to listen to, but really cool stuff. So definitely check that out, and definitely check out Corey's channel. He's got some cool content. Like I said, he just recently finished up showing his CD collection. He does some updates and stuff, so he's got a lot of cool content, and he's just a cool dude overall. And this next one, there was just no doubt I was getting this. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a massive fan of this band, and anything they put out I have to pick up. But I just did not realize it was out this soon until I went into Best Buy and saw it. This is Kiss Rocks Vegas, and this is the CD and Blu-ray version. They do have a DVD version as well, but if I can get the Blu-ray, I'm all for the Blu-ray. I am just a massive Kiss fan. You know, say what you will about the band, but I absolutely love this band. They are one of my all-time favorites. They were the first band that I ever got into, like, hardcore. And as I said, they put out anything, I nab it. Next couple came from FYE, and I was really surprised to see they had these in there, because when they first came out, they never had them. And I haven't really seen too much from either band in there beforehand. This is Gruesome with Dimensions of Horror. Another one that I've been looking for a while. I figured I was going to have to order online at some point. But went in there recently, and they actually had it, so I picked it up. And this one, I actually almost looked over. I just happened to flip down one little tray that was just was empty, and I saw there was something behind it, and it was this. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's mine. And that is the new Ghoul album with Dungeon Bastards. And oh my god, this album is so fucking awesome. I absolutely love it. Ghoul are just such an amazing band. I do kind of miss their Carcass Worship sound from their first couple releases, but their newer sound I'm getting into more and more. And so I really have to pick up their last couple albums, because I still do not have those. And I do want to get this on vinyl here at some point. Next up is another Dan Sueno project. This ran from, 93 to 99. And that is Infest Dead with Satanic Serenades. And this is pretty much everything that they put out between that period. Their two albums, Hellfuck and Jesu Satan, which I believe at one point I actually found a copy of Jesu Satan a long time ago in a used section. But at the time I wasn't I was just getting into metal. I really wasn't into death metal at all. So I passed it up, and I really regret it nowadays. But finally got this collection. This pretty much has everything that they put out. The 2 albums, and I think a couple either demos or EPs put on here. Very happy to have that. And last but not least is a Holy Grail item of sorts for me. Excuse me, jeez. But, yeah, I've been looking for this band's first 3 albums for a long time now, and they are damn near impossible to find for good prices. I mean, their first 2 alone usually range from $30 to $35 minimum on up to hundreds of dollars, and it's absolutely crazy. This one I found for a very decent price. It's probably the cheapest I've ever found it, and I just said fuck it. I pulled the trigger, and I'm really glad I did. But this is Stillborn from Malevolent Creation. Very, very happy to have this in my collection now. This is just some really good old school death metal. And if I can, I've had this and their first 2 on CDR for a long time. A friend of mine made me copies of them. And I actually have their Retribution album on tape. But I really want to get the CD versions. And I've asked before about reissues. I've asked, people that I think I even emailed Roadrunner and asked them, it's like, will there ever be reissues of these? And they said they don't see them repressing these anytime soon. So pretty much it's a giant, fuck you, you're going to have to find them on your own. And I was able to find that for a really good price. So hopefully I can either find the other 2 for a really good price as well somewhere, or if I'm lucky, I can find them in a used section marked cheap. I mean, who knows? Stranger things have happened. So yeah, that is going to do it. That is all I've got for this Raids video. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. My next one ought to have a lot of killer shit as well. Because like I said, I've got my Dark Descent order coming, and I've also got a big order that I just placed with Forever Plagued. They were having a sale of 25% off, and I got a couple other things coming in. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and until next time, stay brutal.